Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Bible Boost. We want to thank you. We just hope that we can get a little of what's in us out through this camera into that computer that you have, over the lines that you have, and into your eyes and your ears. We want to thank the Lord from whom all blessings flow. We just want to thank Him. We just want to praise Him forever and ever and ever for all He's done for us. Matthew 17th chapter. Jesus, disciples asked. His disciples sure did ask Him this. Why do the teachers of religious law insist that Elijah must return before the Messiah comes? Jesus replied, Elijah is indeed coming first to set everything in order. But I tell you, he has already come. But he wasn't recognized and he was badly mistreated. And soon the Son of Man will also suffer at their hands. When the disciples realized he'd been speaking of John the Baptist, when they arrived at the foot of the mountain, a huge crowd was waiting for them. A man came and knelt before Jesus and said, Lord, have mercy on my son, because he has seizures and suffers terribly. He often falls into the fire, into the water. So I brought him to your disciples, but they couldn't heal him. Jesus replied, you stubborn, faithless people, how long must I be with you until you believe? How long must I put up with you? Bring the boy to me. Then Jesus rebuked the demon in the boy, and it left him. From that moment the boy was well. Afterward, verse 19, the disciples asked Jesus privately, why couldn't we cast out that demon? You didn't have enough faith. Jesus told them, I assure you, even if you had faith as small as a mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it would move. Nothing would be impossible. One day after they had returned to Galilee, Jesus told them, the Son of Man is going to be betrayed. He will be killed, but 3 days later, he will be raised from the dead. And the disciples' hearts were filled with grief. On their arrival in Capernaum, the tax collectors for the temple tax came to Peter and asked him, doesn't your teacher pay the temple tax? Of course he does, Peter replied. Then he went into the house to talk to Jesus about it. Of course he does. But before he had a chance to speak, Jesus asked him, what do you think, Peter? Do kings tax their own people, or the foreigners they have conquered? They tax the foreigners, Peter replied. Well then, Jesus said, the citizens are free. However, we don't want to offend them. So go down to the lake and throw in the line. Open the mouth of the first fish you catch, and you will find a coin. Take the coin and pay the tax for both of us. Psalm 22. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why do you remain so distant? Why do you ignore my cries for help? Every day I call to you, my God, but you do not answer. Every night you hear my voice, but I find no relief. Yet you are holy. The praises of Israel surround your throne. Our ancestors trusted in you, and you rescued them. You heard their cries for help and saved them. They put their trust in you and were never disappointed. But I'm a worm and not a man. I'm scorned and despised by all. Everyone who sees me mocks me. They sneer and shake their heads, saying, is this the one who relies on the Lord? Then let the Lord save him. If the Lord loves so much, let the Lord rescue him. Yet you brought me safely from my mother's womb and led me to trust you when I was a nursing infant. I was thrust upon you in my birth. You have been my God from the moment I was born. Do not stay so far from me, for trouble is near and no one else can help me. My enemies surround me like a herd of bulls. Fierce bulls of Bashan have hemmed me in, like roaring lions attacking their prey. They come at me with open mouths. My life is poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax melting within me. My strength is dried up like sun-baked cake. My tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth. You've laid me in the dust and left me for dead. My enemies surround me like a pack of dogs. An evil gang closes in on me. They pierce my hands and feet. I can count every bone in my body. My enemies stare at me and gloat. They divide my clothes for among themselves and throw dice for my garments. That was Psalm 22. This is Watchman Nate, just for you. And we want to thank God. We're going to read to you here. More and more things will turn up to hurt our Christian sense of righteousness and to test what our reactions are going to be. We need to learn the principle of the cross, that our standard is not now the old but the new man, which after God hath created in righteousness and holiness of truth. That's Ephesians 4th chapter 22 through 24. We want to thank you today. This is Bible Boost. We have nothing else to say during this short time except we hope that you're saved. We hope that you're going to go to heaven by belief in Jesus, by having a relationship with Jesus, not religion. We want to thank you. This is Bible Boost.